water to our potassium hydroxide.
How do you know how much to put in?
We're just going to fill it up.
This is the construction of the fuel cell demonstration.
That's sitting in cooling water, right?
Right. This is a reaction that takes place between the KOH.
Can get real hot.
Will there be any fumes?
You mix it quick enough, you can melt down a plastic container real quick.
I found though, if it sits around for several weeks, it sort of becomes inactive. And you have to dump it all and replace it and make up a whole new solution.
You mean the potassium hydroxide
Yeah.
becomes inactive?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to work after a while.
What do you
After
use
it's
to
been-
where it keeps using?
It just won't generate hydrogen.
After it's been combined with water, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I found I just had to dump it out,
And make a fresh one each
make
time?
a fresh batch. Yeah, so it is, can be expensive.
Should that bottle be getting warm at this point?
You can buy 55-pound bags.
Is that getting hot?
Slightly warm.
$70.
KOH?
How much?
$60-70 for, I think it's 55-pound bag.
Wow.
So I just bought a 50-pound bag of sodium hydroxide for 25 bucks.
I bought it in a flake form because it's supposed to be pure stuff.
Is the FBI on your case? Are they thinking you're making a bomb somewhere?
Sodium hydroxide is not used for anything explosive.
We need to read that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They're dangerous to buy anything these days.
They made this particular fuel cell in plastics just for a demonstrator so you can see through it, am I correct?
Correct.
That don't have to be plastic, am I right?
Right, correct.
You won't want us to read that to you, so you invitation.
That's a good idea. We're filling the bottle to the top of the wide part of the bottle.
What is this?
You'll see as we move along on this.
Is that what you're gonna use? Is that
Yeah.
distilled water?
It doesn't matter, that's just regular water. We need some red cider vinegar.
They're going to the restaurant to get some.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, it seems like it's impossible for the backyard garage inventor.
You gotta have a tax
happen
ID number to
anymore.
buy
Yeah.
the stuff from the chemical supplies house and everything else. And
Yeah, sure. Well, could the Wright brothers exist today?
No.
Charles, why do you need the vinegar for? I didn't hear that about the vinegar. What was that?
That's going to be our filter because the hydrogen is going to bubble out of the electrolyzer here. It's going to go through KOH, or it's going to go through the vinegar on one side. The oxygen is going to go through water on the other side. And the KOH, or the vinegar is an acid. This is a base. Okay, so the acid counteracts the base.
Yeah, but it's bubbling out. What should be the problem?
Well, you don't want to have any KOH getting into the fuel cell. Vinegar?
Oh, that's the idea of it.
Yeah.
You want to cover all this on tape for us.
I know it's using the vinegar as a filter.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I couldn't understand. Now I got it.
Okay, in the left-hand cylinder.
Left-hand cylinder, we have vinegar, which is an acid which will be used to filter out any of the KOH electrolyte, keep it from going into the fuel cell.
And in the right-hand cylinder.
Right-hand side, we just have water, which we're going to bubble the oxygen through. And so this is...
Does it tell you which one to put?
Yeah, this is the hydrogen side. This is going to go over here, like this.
Okay.
Can't see through your hand.
Okay, hooking the hydrogen line up to the hydrogen side of the electrolyzer. And it's going to bubble the hydrogen through the vinegar. It's going to filter out any KOH that might be in the hydrogen gas. And then this is going to go into our fuel cell over here. And then this side is going to be the oxygen side. It's going to be over here, see? So we got to fill the electrolyzer up first, and then the oxygen will bubble out of this side through the water and into the air. The hydrogen will go through the vinegar filter and into the fuel cell.
How do you get water in here? How do you get water in here?
Right, pardon?
Water in here too?
We're going to put the mixture in there.
Electrolyte.
Yeah.
How do you put that in? Where's the opening?
Well, we're going to go in there like that.
Oh, I see. You have
So
an
we're gonna
adapter.
put
I
this
see.
on top
Okay.
here. Here we
Get a cell every time you
And you see the two circular anode cathodes
Yeah,
in
one
there?
on each side. Yeah, a positive and negative one. Yeah.
Okay. Still a little warm. Then, okay. This off here.
Where did this kit come from?
You can order it from California.
San Jose.
Yeah.
So now that you're removing the tape on the fuel cell, it's going to have to be forever kept in a bag with some water in it.
Yeah, it needs to be kept moist.
From now on, since you took the tape off.
Right. Okay. Now, well, let's see. Normally we would hook these up to here, but
You don't want to do that.
we don't want to do that just.
We got
Oh
pipes.
yeah, then we got our motor over here. Do we have a D-cell batteries by any chance?
D-cell.
Yes, I
A
have
couple
it.
D-cell batteries and some wires? So we could hook the D-cell batteries up to this?
Instead of the solar you're talking
Instead of the
about.
solar?
Yeah.
Or we can just take it
Is
outside.
that a 9 volt? Is that a 9 volt battery though? Isn't it? Or is that a, what size
We
battery
need 3
is that?
volts.
Huh?
We need 3 volts.
Yeah, I got 3 volts for you.
Oh, you got 3 volt battery.
Is that any wire?
How do you know what's positive and negative on that side?
That's a good question. I was going to try to figure that out. Okay, so,
You want to get that on videotape?
I hate to ask so many questions, but I'd like to
no,
learn.
that's good. See, here we got oxygen is positive. Let's move this up here.
Do you want to get that on video?
Yeah. You want to get the,
Want me to hold this for you?
Go
ahead, I'll hold it.
well, don't want to spill any on your fingers here. Ooh, that would work pretty nicely. Okay,
Yeah,
we're now
all the way over
going
here. Go
to,
ahead.
Okay, turn to the side a little bit.
let's see, maybe we need to twist this way so we can get a better view. There we go.
Filling this fuel cell with the electrolyte potassium
Right.
hydroxide.
Right there, on that filter line, oh, right there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
that's pretty good. Now we'll put our, oops, this goes, let's see, hydrogen going up there. Oh yeah, no wait, oh,
The adapter out, right?
it's missing here.
Did that little adapter go in the bottom?
Let's see.
Is this
Let's, oh, okay, I got the wrong, I got these guys mixed up, that's the problem. Oxygen goes over here. Bubbles in here. Okay. Now, we're charged up there. Now what we need is, which is positive, which is negative. Okay, we need to,
Positive, negative.
okay, do we have 2 wires to connect that up to
Do you have the
there?
little button that you put on there?
No, I don't have any wires.
I've got some alligator hooks in my toolbox.
Ooh, alligator hooks would be great.
Oh, you get?
Perfect.
You need two?
Two. Let's see, now we gotta figure out which is positive versus negative.
That's not labeled on there.
Black wire goes on the side with the socket screw heads. Socket screw heads, I guess that's here, right?
Yeah, I need that.
Shipping tape. Yeah. Red wire goes on the side with the plastic nuts. Okay.
Brown goes on the other side of the fuel, where the fuel cell goes in, is that what it is?
Yeah. Black side. Okay, that's right, because black side is negative, and that's the hydrogen side. And red side is positive.
What's the voltage output on that?
Voltage output from the solar panels is 3 volts. So
What will it be out of the fuel cell?
probably 1.
You mean out of there, it'll be about 3 milliamps, won't it?
It'll be a lot more than 3 milliamps.
Will it? You'll get a volt out?
3 milliamps is nothing for current.
But will you get a volt out of there, you think? 1 volt, yeah.
Should get just
All right, so
about a volt out of a cell.
Well, if you load it, it'll be less.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
enough. We'll see what happens.
You measure that much, but you can't pull that much.
Okay.
Photovoltaic cells won't get any current out of artificial light.
Right, we're waiting for our,
How does a pocket calculator, solar pocket calculator,
Here.
okay, black, so this is negative on this side, right?
Yeah, it is.
Negative.
I don't know, 2 different colors.
Red. Positive. Here we go.
Is it bubbling?
Here we go.
Okay, don't interfere with it for a second. Let me get a nice picture of it bubbling.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah, you can see the bubbles.
What happened though is that we lost our vinegar. For vinegar, let's see if it works. Looks like it gets sucked down into
It did.
electrolyte.
That's okay. I'll just neutralize part of it.
We should put a little more vinegar in there then, I guess, huh?
Yeah, definitely gone a lot of it, about 2/3 of it, right?
What happened to that?
You got sucked into the system.
Oh, I see.
clean the floor? I think a little vinegar will hurt concrete.
No. Ain't no smelling it all class though.
Okay. Let's see, negative.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, turn a little bit towards the camera. Is it starting to bubble yet?
Yep.
Out of the vinegar?
Yeah, it's bubbling. Yeah, it's bubbling. Yeah, a little foam on it too.
Yeah, well, that's good. Looks like we should have a little, more stuff in there. Let's put a little more electrolyte in there and see if we get that through the oxygen side.
You just get one of these through there, you get 2 lines through there.
This is
your question, Jim?
Do you get 2 lines through the membrane or
I
one?
will try this.
Is that, there's 2 holes, or is that one a breather? I'm not sure.
One side would be for air and the other for hydrogen.
So one side lets the air out.
The hydrogen will come out of the electrolyzer.
Right.
And this hooks onto here, right? And then, but the top hole on this just throws it out in the atmosphere, is that right? See, there's 2 holes on there, isn't there? Two of them on there?
Why are there 2 different levels to the solution?
Well, I know, that's what I'm trying to equalize. It should be level. That's
Yeah.
because the pressure is different between the 2 sides. And usually if I can get off, that should,
Yeah, it should be there.
yeah, the air pressure is imbalanced. I'd also like to get more in there.
Hard to get off.
Yeah.
You know this is a symbol in Japan, don't you?
Let's see. Yeah, so we can get this off here is the problem.
I'll work on that.
Get that. What?
That nut keeps climbing up on that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, there she goes.
There, now we should be good. Yeah, that's it.
Now
Okay.
we're bubbling.
Now we're cooking.
Putting that hydrogen out good.
Yeah. So we'll give this line a chance to sort of flush itself. Okay.
Do you have any more clips, alligator clips?
Yeah, those 2
What's the
are
reading?
2.47. 2.46. Go in there.
Let's pull the load.
Okay.
Gotta put the hydrogen in the fuel cell.
Right.
What,
Make that gas.
how
work.
do you connect the hydrogen to
Pass
that
me
fuel
those
cell?
pliers.
Tube.
A tube in it?
Yeah.
See, we still got vinegar over here? Thank you very much.
Chris, could I have over you?
Yes, leave it up here.
Chris is going to join our team. All right. He's a hydrogen, heavy lifter. He's a hydrogen.
What's the bottom hole for, Charles? Is that the vent?
I guess so. The trick is you gotta get,
Now watch your fan, man.
it's gonna
Yeah,
take-
be sure it doesn't cut your fingers off.
Right.
You have to
Heavy
start it
torque,
by
yeah.
hand? Start it?
Sometimes, yeah. And also, we need to find exactly the right distance to push that in, I find, too. And you only find that by experimenting, really. And then what I would do is mark it at the right point, so I could find that spot
You-
again.
Oh, I see, that makes a
Distance.
difference, huh?
Yeah, it does.
And why would that make, as long as it's being injected, just the way
You
that...
getting a voltage off?
You're gonna have to disconnect the fan to see if you're getting a voltage off or not. The fan is gonna be dead shorting it.
Is it? Yeah, it's not doing much.
Unhook the fan.
Well, we don't really have any voltage, I guess, yet. 'cause
No,
it
you
has-
can't tell because the fan is shorting it out. It's a DC.
Just unhook
DC
one side
short.
of the fan.
Okay.
That'll fix it.
Okay,
You
now,
got current, but you don't have a voltage that you can measure.
.0.
you have no hydrogen going to the system right now.
Bubbles.
Oh, that's right, we haven't seen any bubbles out there yet. True.
All the way
check
down
We lost
now.
all of our
Okay.
electrolyte.
All right, okay, that's our problem.
Hmm.
There's the oxygen.
So we are generating hydrogen.
No, I don't see hydrogen being bubbled out of the hydrogen side at the moment.
We got our oxygen. Okay, we need to get, you also got to strike the right balance between the oxygen and the hydrogen side. You got, let's see.
All you got in the hydrogen line is liquid.
Yeah, I need to, there's size of, also become imbalanced there too. The pressure has to be right between these two, the oxygen and the hydrogen production. We're getting oxygen production here, but not enough hydrogen production. We should be getting a whole pile of...
That's because the pressure from the hydrogen production side was going to raise the column of water on the oxygen side.
Yeah, right.
So he's balancing the pressure by changing the level that the oxygen tube is up and down in the water.
Is this the same unit you use for the state legislature down the street?
Yeah, mine works a lot better here.
Probably didn't get vinegar in the...
Yeah, I didn't
KOH.
have that problem.
They suck the vinegar back into the sodium hydroxide.
You can change it.
Should we change the whole solution?
It'll cancel. All you're gonna do is wait a while, and it'll get better.
You make a little salt water and a little heat, that's it.
Yeah, we got, lots, you've got an imbalance in the water levels
is
between the
there?
two sides. Trying to get that equalized.
That's pretty worthwhile doing. Can you add some distilled water and just balance with a dropper?
That might do it. Just put some more in?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably do that.
Hey, in the meantime, can I measure the voltage coming off of our fuel cell?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
More of this coming in here.
You're running out. You're...
It just seems to be, well, it's just going into the oxygen side. Let's see. That's a lot closer. All right, we'll try this.
It's called an air anode. It's a permeable membrane, allows air to go in, but not water to come out.
And you can buy this material. Air membrane.
Okay. Let's see. This is our positive.
Now, what would that be called? That membrane?
It's an air anode. You'd have to buy it from the company that makes that stuff.
What?
Negative.
It's just an air anode.
It's bubbling now.
What
It's an
use would it
electron.
have in the industry?
Its
Nothing.
functions,
It's specific for this cell.
but its functions are to bring electrons to that side to add to the oxygen, so it'll be chemically active with the arriving aluminum that comes through solution as an ion.
There's got to be a use in industry for them to produce that, though. What use is it?
Well, it's used in a product called the prism separator.
Prism separator.
It prefers, it'll pass the constituents of air without passing water. But you might use a piece of chamois and wet the chamois with water, so you load it with water. Right against it, put your electrode material, which would be a finely woven screen of nickel, and have the same result.
I was just trying to figure out what industry use would have for that they'd mass produce it.
We get bubble shoot.
Exactly.
That'd be one.
You make an air anode that simply.
Teflon, would that work the same? Or?
It would, but it depends, if it had capillary,
Yeah, it has to let air, oxygen in.
if it had capillary sizes for the air, it would. Teflon would rather be wet by air than water, that is correct.
Teflon would rather
You
be
should get bubbles in
Wet by
there?
air.
We should.
wet
We
by
should.
air.
We're getting lots of
rather
bubbles.
than wet by water.
Getting it though.
Not getting-
Just the humidity
You
in the
raised your
air.
pressure again.
No, it would not like any water. It's hydrophobic. Getting familiar with how to go about solutions. I cannot tell you strongly enough how valuable it is to build a see what happens unit.
Absolutely.
This is
It's
a,
also for showing.
You want to
for sure.
Draw all the stuff on the board.
Charles has changed New Mexico history by having something you can see.
Yep.
Looky here.
But we also want to have
Looky
something
here.
that
There
works.
goes the
Looky
motor.
here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What these guys are